in the primary. Let's bring back in Jess McIntosh, obviously Democratic strategist, a CNN political contributor, and director of communications outreach for the Hillary Clinton campaign. Here's what a lot struck me, Jess, but here's one thing. I didn't hear direct answers. When the first question was about what would you do with my kid whose prescription costs $444 a month even after insurance, I didn't hear, well, here's how I deal with the big pharma companies, or here's what I do on allowing, the government, Medicare, to negotiate with them. I actually didn't hear an answer on UBI, on universal basic income. What that is that means that regardless of income or your, resources or your employment status, that every American would get a certain sum of money to get by each year. I didn't hear direct answers. Is that going to matter to voters?
He did a lot of answering what he called the spirit of the question, which I think you can do on your first day. I think it's entirely fair to outline principles and to talk about values on day one. But Iowa voters don't actually appreciate if they ask a specific question and you instead answer the spirit of it for very long. So I think pretty quickly he's going to have to come to specifics on things like that, especially since the rest of the field has been so policy heavy. And I'd like to point out, sometimes the conversations that happen in D.C. are just completely different than the conversations that are happening in America. Every single one of those questions was a how does this policy affect me and my family and my life kind of bread and butter question. There wasn't any horse race in there. There wasn't any personality. There wasn't any character. It was just the policy. And I think this field so far has really been showing that they're willing to be out there and out front on policy. You've seen Elizabeth Warren really make a lot of headlines with policy proposals. Like that's exciting. So I don't think he's going to be able to stay in principles and values land for too long without getting specific.
Yeah, and listen, Iowa voters